Hello Aviation Enthusiasts, this is Jaden and welcome aboard Jetstream Journeys. In this video I will be sharing with you my flight simulator station and my aviation workspace. First I will start my flight simulator setup, which is right behind me, and I will talk about the displays I use for flight simulation. I use the Odyssey G9, the widescreen monitor, for my flight simulation for my primary display that I have my flight simulator on. And the two displays above it I use for navigation, like maps, etc., and then flight planning using Microsoft's built-in flight simulator flight planning platform. Or I even use sometimes VATSIM in there for IFR simulation flight planning. So right here I have the Airbus TCA Captain's Pack, and it comes with the flap quadrant and the spoilers like speed brakes with the landing gear, and I have the throttle at the same time. Just take a listen. To my right I have the Airbus side stick, and I use this primarily for when I'm flying Airbus planes. And for my Boeing fans, I have the Boeing throttle quadrant with the two throttles and the flaps, and the autopilot controls. And I have the yoke, which does the up, down, left, right, and it has the landing gear along with the throttle, but I won't need the throttle because I have an actual throttle quadrant for that. And it has trim, a bunch of other buttons that you can configure in the flight simulator. Now the flight simulator I use is Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. That's my primary flight simulator, although I use a bunch of other flight simulators like Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, X-Plane, even when I first got into aviation, I used GOFS, but I didn't have any of this fancy stuff. I just ran GOFS off a laptop in the middle of class. So, yeah. Now, next, I will be sharing with you my aviation workstation, which I use for like my VNC and studying. And on one side of my desk, I have my VNC and my VNC protractor, which I don't know how to use yet. I mean, come on, I just started flying just a few days ago. I got to learn how to use all that, but not for long, not until pretty long from now when I start to get into cross country, even pre solo stuff. So that's pretty long for now, but it's good I still learn it. It's good I still learn these things. Just a good thing to know. Maybe surprise my instructors. Hey, I know how to use a VNC. And a VNC protractor, which, yeah. Then I have basic writing tools like my pencils, pens, and highlighters. And then I have the CX3 flight computer, which I somewhat know how to use, but I'm still learning it as it kind of ties to some things of my VNC and flight planning and etc. Now on the other side of my desk, I have my laptop, my study books like my Royal Canadian Air Force Weather Manual, my Royal Canadian Air Force Weather Manual workbook, my Transport Canada Flight Training Manual, and my From the Ground Up. So all these other things I have in the background are like 3D printers and tools and other things, and that's really not relevant to my aviation. It's just part of my toolbox for my creativity, but I did use them for a big project that I will share in my next video, so stay tuned for that. If you want to support my aviation journey, don't forget to subscribe and turn notifications on so you don't miss any of my posts. And yeah, have a great day everyone. Have a great day, aviation enthusiasts, and thank you for watching my content.